the early 19th century, France was a nation unsettled. Foreign armies marched through its towns, and the people lived in fear and uncertainty. The streets echoed with the heavy steps of invaders, and hope seemed to fade with each passing day. Yet, in this atmosphere of unrest, a new story was about to unfold, one that would inspire generations. The land along the Loire River, usually peaceful and fertile, now witnessed the first sparks of resistance. The stage was set for an unlikely hero to emerge, someone who would change the course of history for his people. Etienne Marceau was not born into nobility or privilege. His beginnings were modest, shaped by the rhythms of rural life along the Loire. He grew up among farmers and workers, learning the value of hard work and community. Despite his humble origins, Etienne possessed a quiet strength and a deep sense of justice. He watched as his homeland suffered under foreign rule, and something within him stirred, a determination to stand up for what was right, no matter the cost. This resolve would soon ignite a movement that would rally the hearts of many. Foreign boots pressed heavily on French soil, casting a long shadow over daily life. The invaders brought not only soldiers, but also fear, uncertainty, and a sense of helplessness. Families whispered anxiously behind closed doors, and the once vibrant markets grew quiet. Yet, in the midst of this darkness, Etienne refused to accept defeat. He saw the suffering around him and knew that something had to change. His courage began to shine as a beacon for those who still dared to hope. Etienne Marceau's resolve did not go unnoticed. He began to gather those who shared his vision, farmers, workers, and students alike. He spoke to them not as a commander, but as one of their own. His words were simple yet powerful, reminding everyone that freedom begins with belief. Slowly, a movement took shape. People who had once felt powerless now found purpose and unity under Etienne's guidance. The seeds of resistance were sown, and hope started to bloom once more. As dawn broke over the Loire, the sound of church bells filled the air. But on this day, they did not ring for prayer. Instead, they called the people to action. Etienne led his followers to the heart of the village, where the bells became a symbol of defiance. The community, once subdued by fear, now stood tall, ready to reclaim their freedom. The bells echoed across the countryside, carrying a message of hope and resistance. With Etienne at the front, sword raised and voice unwavering, the people made their first stand against the invaders. The enemy, confident in their numbers and weapons, mocked the small force before them. But Etienne's courage was infectious. His followers stood firm, their determination shining brighter than any armor. The clash was fierce, and the air was thick with tension. Yet, the united front of the villagers began to turn the tide. The invaders had underestimated the strength of a united people. Farmers, workers, and students fought side by side, each drawing courage from the person next to them. Etienne's leadership inspired acts of bravery that would be remembered for years to come. The resistance was no longer just a group, it was a force, bound together by a shared dream of freedom. The battle raged on, but the spirit of the people could not be broken. Smoke filled the air as the clash between the villagers and the invaders grew more intense. Courage met steel on the fields near the Loire. Etienne fought like a storm, breaking the chains of oppression with every move. The sounds of battle echoed across the river, and the flames of resistance burned brighter than ever. Despite being outnumbered, the people's determination never wavered. Each moment brought them closer to victory. One by one, the attackers began to retreat. The villagers' resolve proved too strong for the invaders to overcome. The river Loire, once a silent witness to their suffering, now reflected the flames of victory. The people cheered as the enemy fled, their spirits lifted by the triumph they had achieved together. Etienne, though wounded, stood tall among his people, a symbol of hope and resilience. In the aftermath of the battle, Etienne made a remarkable choice. Instead of seeking revenge, he ordered mercy for the defeated invaders. His compassion set him apart as a true leader. The people followed his example, showing kindness even to those who had once threatened them. This act of mercy helped heal the wounds of war and paved the way for a brighter future. France began to breathe again in the light of newfound freedom. With the invaders gone, the villages along the Loire celebrated their hard-won freedom. Songs of bravery and hope filled the air, carrying Etienne's name from town to town. The people rejoiced, grateful for the courage that had united them and the peace that had returned to their land. The scars of war would take time to heal, but the spirit of the nation was stronger than ever. Etienne's legacy began to take root in the hearts of all who heard his story. Across the countryside, villagers sang songs of bravery, passing down the tale of Etienne Marceau to future generations. His deeds became legend, inspiring others to stand up for justice and freedom. The melodies echoed through fields and forests, a reminder that even in the darkest times, courage can light the way. Etienne's name became synonymous with hope, and his story lived on in the hearts of the people. After the victory, Etienne returned to his people. He did not seek glory or reward, but simply wished to live among those he had fought for. His humility endeared him even more to the villagers, who saw in him the true spirit of leadership. Etienne's actions spoke louder than any crown, and his presence brought comfort and reassurance to the community. He remained a guiding light, quietly shaping the future of his homeland. History would remember Etienne Marceau as the Lion of the Loire, a hero who fought not for himself, but for all. His courage, compassion, and unwavering belief in freedom left an indelible mark on France. Generations looked to his example in times of trouble, drawing strength from his story. The river Loire continued to flow, carrying with it the memory of a man who changed the course of a nation through the power of unity and hope. Etienne Marceau's journey teaches us that true heroism is not born from titles or wealth, but from the courage to stand up for what is right. His story reminds us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, unity and belief can overcome any obstacle. The Lion of the Loire lives on as a symbol of hope, inspiring us all to act with bravery and compassion in our own lives. The echoes of his legacy continue to shape the spirit of France and beyond.